All right, y'all. What's going on? Okay. All right, got a few people in here, so I guess we can go ahead and get to start. Get to talking. Got about 8 people in here. What's going on, Stamina? And yeah, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all do that. Like I said, y'all hit the like button. I'll keep on doing this. So yeah, man. Welcome back, y'all, to another live stream. And I'm gonna try not to be on here too long, like I always say, but we'll see. I got a few things I want to talk about here because a few people asked me about the 1FC event that's going down tomorrow. So I said, all right, I'll go down here and just kind of go through all the fights. I ain't breaking fights down. Like, shoot, I ain't gonna be able to break all these fights down. I'm gonna just go through, give you all the list of fights and the time to watch it. Because it's on Singapore time as far as their night goes. So, I said I'll go through here and just kind of fill y'all in, give y'all some picks and which fights I'm looking forward to, because this is major, you know what I mean? Because we never know, like, what this 1FC atomweight division could turn into. Atomweight, strawweight division. They're calling it strawweight, but you know what it is. I think this division, could turn into something big as far as, building up the reputation for these fighters. Two Beasts, what's up, man? Mark Robinson, what's going on? I think it's going to be something big for them, because they just been putting on some good shows as of lately, when it comes to the women's cards, 1FC. So, yeah, we'll talk about that, man. And then, shout out to Coach Shelton Harrison. I had seen like a little bit of his stream the other day, and he was talking about Dan Hardy. And, it was an article that had just passed by. I didn't know what he was talking about in it. I seen it. I didn't really care. But then I went back and looked, and he was talking about how he thinks that, Zhang Weili could be a hard fight for somebody like Valentina Shevchenko. So I just want to discuss that a little bit and where I stand on that statement. Dan Hardy being an analyst, of course he's a well-known analyst. I just kind of want to give you my thoughts on what he believes to be tough competition in Zhang Weili for Valentina. So yeah, for sure. Talk about that. And I just dropped this video. I was talking about Joanna getting knocked out of the strawweight rankings for MMAfighting.com. And I stand by that for sure, man. I think a lot of people do, right? I think a lot of people stand by that, man. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense for Joanna to be out of the rankings right now. I've never known a fighter, especially in boxing, since I follow boxing longer. Like, I've never known a boxer to stay in the rankings that long without having to send in like a written letter to their sanctioning body or something. That's why I say for Joanna, I don't know what it is behind the scene that has her living this long at number 2. What could it be, right? So, yeah, man, let's jump back up here and get to talking about this 1FC, man. Yeah, it's going down September 3rd, Friday. Like I said, I put it up on the website. They got it listed at 7:30 p.m., but that's Singapore time, so that's not for us. So let's go ahead and get the time schedule out of the way if you want to watch it. Let me pull it up here. So we got a total of, while I do that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights. 6 fights. 6 good fights here. Well, 5 of them are actually for the Grand Prix. One of them is a kickboxing match, and then they got a couple of Muay Thai fights on the card. So I think that's going to be a good mix. The rules kind of switch up on the fly, so you have to be aware of that. How they do their judging. It's a little bit different than the UFC and Bellator and so on. Let me see here. What do we got? Where's this time schedule at? How to watch. So, if you want to watch it, the countdown is at 11 hours right now. You go to 1fc.com. You just click on that event for One Empower, and you just click on how to watch. And I'll go down the list here of ways to watch it for y'all. So, Friday, September 3rd. So globally, it says One Empower will broadcast to more than 150 countries. Fans can watch it, television, tablet, computer, mobile device. The full event stream will be available on One's YouTube channel and the One Super app at 7:30 p.m. Singapore Standard Time. All right. And let's see, the lead card will be streamed on One's Facebook channel. But they said United States, which is going to affect a lot of us, right? United States, France, Japan, and so on. They won't be able to watch it at that time on the YouTube channel. So what's going to affect me is how I'm going to have to watch it. It says here for the United States, you watch the event live on Bleacher Report, or you can watch it on Bleacher Report's YouTube channel at 7:30 in the morning. So I won't be able to see it. So I'll have to see it. It's going to be early as I don't know what for me. 7:30 a.m., which means I'm going to probably have to go back and watch it. You know, that's another 12 hours for me, so I don't know if I'm going to be up that early. 7:30 a.m. / 4:30 a.m. Pacific time. And from there, you know, they'll list everything else like China, Singapore, the Philippines, Japan. You know, I just wanted to go down for some of y'all fans that are here, that are in the situation with me, if you want to see this event, right? So that's the time schedule. And let me see. Let's pull up this list of fights here. Shoot, while I'm pulling this up, which fight are y'all really looking forward to on here? I see Two Beasts is interested. Like, what fight are you really looking forward to on this card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 fights on there. 1, 2. Yeah, 7:30, man. High Five said good morning. What's going on? High Five. Good morning. Yeah, morning where you are, right? It's evening over here, so yeah, you on that 12-hour difference. Pine K said he want to see Weili and Valentina. Not yet. I don't want to see it yet. We'll talk about that. Dang, this website's running a little slow. Maybe a lot of people are trying to check this thing out now. All right, so if y'all are Muay Thai fans, you know they got some Muay Thai fights on here. You got a strawweight Muay Thai fight and the atomweight Grand Prix alternate bout. You know, that's the alternate bout, I guess, in case somebody has to pull out. You know, they're doing like Invicta does. So I'm going to just go down the list here. If you like Muay Thai, you have Jackie Bunton. You know, I've been seeing her highlights. Jackie Bunton is taking on Daniela Lopez. That should be a good fight. Jackie, man, like, she's got some highlights out there. You know, hard hitter, good counter puncher. She's slick in there. Got a little showman to her. You know, I was like, okay. I was like, she was fighting that one girl. I didn't know who was gonna win it, but when I saw Jackie Bunton come with that big hit, I was like, dang. So like, I'm not even like a TikTok person, but I've been looking at like a lot of Muay Thai fights on there and stuff. So they've been showing a lot of highlights. BJ, what's up, man? So let me pull up this main card. And there's a kickboxing match on here too. Anissa Mexen versus Christina Morales. So you got Muay Thai fight and you got a kickboxing fight. If you don't know the difference, you'll know the difference between Muay Thai and kickboxing on fight night. All right, so let's see your quarterfinals for this atomweight world championship. First fight, let's see, you got Itsuki Hirata and Elise Anderson. You know, I'm familiar with her. You know, she's been fighting in Invicta. She's been inactive for a while though, right? I ain't seen her in a minute because I follow her on Instagram, and she was making a little statement for a while. She was like one of Felice Herrick's training partners, and from her camp, she was like one of those fighters that was seen as a promising prospect. It's been a minute. Yeah, she's been out the game for about 2 years. She's been out the game for about 2 years now. So with her jumping into this tournament, it's gonna be kind of it's gonna be a little rough. I gotta give her credit though. She want to jump right back into a tournament like this, a quarterfinals against a tough fighter like Harada. Man, that's crazy. Harada, I think, is like undefeated too, right? I seen a couple of her fights. Man, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, okay. 2B said that's the fight he's looking forward to. He's looking forward to Harada and Zembanga. Yeah, Stan Fairtex. That's who I like, y'all. I'm a fan of Stamp though. I'm sure y'all know that by now. I've been talking about her for a while. So that's the first fight. Let's see. Then you got Ming Bo versus Ritu Phogat. She was out of the tournament for a while, but I know they put her back in. She's a world-class wrestler. Last fight out, she had a highly competitive, kind of a controversial decision. So you got Phogat on there. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Let's see how her wrestling can hang with the stand-up of Bo. This is the rematch, right? Stan Fairtex and what's her name? Aliona Rasohaina, the Ukraine. That's that rematch, man. Yeah, that was a fight that Stan was winning too. That was a fight that Stan Fairtex I thought was winning till that last round when she got submitted. And what I understand, like, it wasn't. Did she tap? I can't even remember if she had tapped. Like, what was the situation with that guillotine choke? I have to go back and watch that fight. Oh yeah, then you got from the Philippines, Denise Zembanga versus Seo Hee Ham, UFC veteran, right? All right, then you got the championship fight, Zhang Jingnan and Michelle Nicolini. Man, it's crazy when you put all these fighters together. I'm just like, wow. Now, like, I'm just kind of, it's just kind of hitting me now that you have all of this talent on one card. Man, because I just like looking at Ritu Phogat, what she brings to the table, and Stan Fairtex. If she's in her rematch, dang, this gonna be a good card, y'all. Robert said, "Are you doing links tonight?" I can. I mean, I don't have like a great deal to talk about, so yeah, I can. Yeah, I can do open link tonight. Towards the end here. Well, not towards the end. I'll probably do an open link. Maybe like after. Give me about 20-30 minutes. I just got a couple points I want to cover. Yeah, it was a controversial tap, 2Bs. Yeah, that's what I thought. If she was good to go, should she a tap? High Five said Stamp tap 2 times. Okay, yeah. Like I said, I had to go back and look at it. I had to go back and look at the fight. When they replayed it, they said something like, it was like she didn't know if she wanted to tap or not. But yeah, if you tap, that's it. It was like Joanna when Joanna was getting, she was getting wailed on by Rose, and she tapped, she tapped the strikes. That counts as a tap. All right, so High Five says Stamp will win if she stays away from fighting on the ground. I think so. Denise might be in trouble this time. Oh, okay. Denise is a banger. From what I've seen, Denise can bang, but I think, Ham got a little bit more experience, but we'll see. Mingbo has power like Lamos. Ritu would be KO'd. Oh, man, like, Ritu was getting hit with some shots in that last fight. Like, oh, man, I know I did a post-fight on that one, and it was still fresh in my mind at the time. And did I have her win? I don't think I had her win in that fight. I thought Well, you know, it goes down to how they it goes to how they judge their fights. That B Nguyen fight, I had her losing that B Nguyen fight. Honestly, you know, I think B Nguyen's striking was giving Ritu Phogat some issues, and like you said, if Meng Bo can capitalize with some power, you might see a knockout because she got hit. B Nguyen hit her with some good punches. I think I gave her the first round. And B Nguyen B Nguyen I gave the first and the third round. I think Phogat's wrestling was effective in part of the second, part of the first round though. Yeah, like I think Phogat is a good world class wrestler and she's strong, but there's still something about her stand up to me that I went back and looked at her fights. That last fight she just fought over the summer, a couple months ago. Still some work that needs to be done there. Yeah, high five. Ham is tough. 2B said Michelle has a win over Angela Lee in the flyweight division. Okay. Yeah, so this is the last day I mentioned the Joanna until I see a fight made official. Okay, I see. Okay, Robert, I got you. Yeah, so this card looks interesting though, man. I'm like, you got a little bit of everything on here. That's why I'm becoming a big fan of like what ONE FC is bringing. You know, you're getting a lot of like different fights from different disciplines on the card. Kickboxing, Muay Thai. Now you got this tournament going down, man. All right, so let's see. I'm just kind of reading through here. And then the next part is on the next part of the tournament is what, September 24th. It says after the semifinals, the final two contenders will compete for one women's atomweight world Grand Prix tournament championship belt and the chance to challenge atomweight queen Angela Lee. Okay. Yeah, okay. Beat the win show slow Ritu with combos and kicks. Yeah, I thought she won that fight. You know, I think I talked about that fight. I know I did a video. Yeah, I think I did. Marcus Bell, what's going on? Daniel Edwards in there. So who are some of the fighters on here that y'all are really looking forward to, like, to take it all, like, to really make a statement? Like, I know 2B said a fight he's looking forward to is Harada and he's looking at Harada and Denise. He wants to see that fight. But like, who y'all looking forward to really taking something here? I don't know, man. I like what Stan Fairtex is bringing, but yeah, when I look at Meng Bo and that power, I don't think a lot of these straw atom weights have seen power like that. Early on, I don't know how Ritu Phogat will fare, just because I don't think she's as well rounded as some of these fighters. And like I said, her stand up just don't hang with some of them, man. Yeah, she tapped them strikes, Daniel. She sure did. She tapped. I saw it. Because I watched the fight again a couple of days ago. And I was like, yeah, she tapped. Oh, okay. Yeah, he thinks those two fighters are going to take it off. Okay, got you. Yeah, Denise, she definitely brings a lot to the table in this thing, man. I was like, wow, they got some good fights. Good fights coming up here. Okay. So, yeah, that's the schedule, y'all. So, I'm looking forward to it. And if we get like a good showing here and everybody sees how this atomweight division does. I mean, I think that's going to make Dana White have to say, look, we need to come up with our own atomweight division. You know, I think he's going to start saying, hey, we need to really start putting this together. Matchmakers need to come together and put this thing on. All right, High Five said Ming Bo will go to the final. Isuki is strong and may defeat Stamp. Yeah, Stamp Fairtex will get revenge. She might redeem the loss, in this rematch. But yeah, I see Denise being a very, very effective here, man. All right, let me go ahead and look at some footage while we talking. I got this loading up here. John Tro said Weili kind of overrated in my opinion. I think Valentina smokes her. In my opinion, even Joanna edged out Weili. Valentina shut down Joanna. I don't even think it was close. Okay. 2B says Cyril Gahn is a perfect example of why I feel everybody's really going to be surprised how the experience of the two favorites doesn't turn into a win. Okay. Man, yeah, Denise, man. Yeah, just looking at Denise and her movement, man. She's very scrappy, man. Clinch work. She on the ground. She's shutting what's her name down watching this Jihin fight. She's shutting her down on the ground. Very effective, man. Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. Then watching her fight that Yamaguchi fight here. Dang. Man, okay. Mark Robinson says, I think Joanna is great, but it's time for her to do some work as well. Carl is showing us how it's supposed to be done. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to definitely be watching this ONE FC card. Of course, like I said, I'm probably have to backtrack on watching on this YouTube channel for a Bleacher Report. Because 7:30, I'm going to be either like about knocked out or getting ready to be knocked out. So that's how my schedule is. So yeah, I won't be watching it as it plays live. But I will watch it the weekend. Then, of course, we'll talk about it on next time I'm free, Monday. Probably talk about it on Monday, after we go ahead and get everybody a chance to watch it, see what happens, see the results. So, yeah, man. So Dan Hardy, he was going down. Well, I won't say list, but Dan Hardy believes he knows a fighter that could give somebody like Shevchenko problems. And let's go ahead and pull it up. Let's go ahead and pull up what he said. Dan Hardy, he thinks Zhang Weili could give Valentina Shevchenko problems. All right, he suggests Zhang Weili could give Valentina some trouble in the octagon. Let's pull up his exact words here because I want to know what it is that he sees in her that could disrupt the style of Valentina. Oh, okay. So he says Zhang Weili is one of the most interesting opponents, in my opinion, for Shevchenko. Purely because I think Zhang Weili carries the power to make a difference. Okay. With my excitement that I give towards Jessica Andrade, the recklessness in her style is always going to cost her against Shevchenko. But with Zhang Weili, you got the power and the speed as well as the technique and the accuracy. So I think she's got a lot of options. I really do. Okay. What else did he say? Okay. She's powerful for the weight class, for straw weight. If you look at the way she trains, she does a lot of real strong core training, stability training with kettlebells, holding positions. If she started to switch to more powerlifting, more plyometric stuff, that power would transfer very, very easily. I also think she's got it physiologically. You can see it in her shoulders, her legs, that she naturally gains muscle very easily. She'll probably be a great powerlifter as well. I certainly think at flyweight she would be a real force to be reckoned with. I don't know. Well, first off, he thinks he's gonna give her problems. I think right now we have flyweights. I actually think we have flyweights now that could possibly give the champion a good fight. Winning, I don't know, but maybe give a good fight that have better chance right now than Zhang Weili. Of course, sometimes weight can be an issue. If you drain yourself, you might not get the best performance. Tatiana, she's felt that even though she could make 115, she wouldn't feel her best, even though she did look good. Tatiana still looked good at 115. Like she said, she didn't feel it, but she performed to a high level. But when she's around 125 in training, she said she feels great. So you never know what the weight issue could be. It could render somebody like Zhang Weili, or it could make her slower at 125. So I don't know, but to me, I think that's something that we can't really go back into discussion with. I think Zhang Weili still has a lot of things to prove at 115. I said this a year ago too, and now with the setback, I'm still sticking by it. I'm still gonna stick by it. I think we need to see her build the pound for pound resume up to make us say, okay, she's cleaned this division out. Let's move on. You know what I mean? You want to see, defending her title 5 times. But even with her, yeah, she was a long reigning champion, but there was still some high level names that Joanna had to get on the resume to make us say 125 is her next spot too. I know physically we could say that was her next spot because she's a big straw weight, right? But even when it comes down to skill sets, I think there's still some things that she would have had to do to make us say 125 is her next home. Zhang Weili, you have to do something with Rose to make us say that this is what can give Valentina problems. I know people can say styles make fights, but with Valentina, I think she's pretty much covering all bases when it comes to any type of style. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty much covered there. And you can't just go in there based off of who you beat here. Amanda Nunes, that's a different story. Amanda Nunes is that number 1 fighter. She couldn't go in there and actually dominate Valentina, but she had what it takes to fight somebody like that and nullify and get the respect of Valentina. Zhang Weili, I don't know if she has that by moving up, because again, having trouble with Joanna, having trouble with Rose, those long rangy fighters, elite strikers are giving her problems. And then you got to think again, somebody like Valentina has one of the most economical striking styles where she's always coiled up ready to strike. She's always ready to strike. There's really no room for mistake in the way she approaches her stand-up game. Valentina's got every basis covered. All the cameras on, all her senses are on when she's keeping you at a range. And I think Zhang Weili on the outside would be in trouble. Inside, I think she would be trouble. I think that saying she would be a hard fight for Valentina, you have to have something else to back it up. You got to have something else to back it up besides what her body looks like and what she's doing at 115 as of right now. Because if you blast everybody out 115, yeah, I would gladly say let's see her do something at 125. We still, a lot of people still feel Tatiana, she could blast out everybody at strawweight, maybe. That taking on Valentina is a different story, right? So I don't see how he comes up with that answer. I think that it's going to take more than just power. You got to be able to be physical, which he made a good point. She is a strong fighter when it comes to the core. She's very, very strong in that aspect, and that might save her there. That might save her. Being very durable against Valentina is what's needed. You got to have what Jennifer Maia had as far as being able to go 5 rounds. And then from there, you got to have technique. You got to have a long time, time technique. You have to have a lot of tools. Let's put it that way. You have to have a lot of tools to be able to handle Valentina, I think. And I don't know if she has that yet, especially for 125. 125, man. Like I said, there's fighters there now that I think could give her trouble. I'm not sure they could beat her, but they could give her trouble. They could give her the trouble that I don't think Zhang Weili could give her. Let's put it that way. Like Taylor Santos, let her get a couple more fights, and we can see what she can do with her size and her strength. I think she could do something that Zhang Weili couldn't do, and that's give Valentina a hard fight. I know Manon Firo is a long way off, but I'm already seeing a particular style right there that could be a competitive fight. Basing it off of her size and her experience and her technique. So yeah, I don't know, man. I disagree with what he was saying. Like, I don't see her as like a fighter that would give her a hard time. Like, I know he's feeling like there's nobody in the flyweight division that can give her trouble, but we gotta get Rose out of the way first, and then kind of go back and get some of these names. I don't know if she wants to fight Joanna again. You go in there and destroy Carla, the winner of Dern Rodriguez, defend the belt like 4 or 5 times, and then maybe we'll talk for real. Because Valentina, that's a different story. We just can't say any champion that comes up is going to beat this person. And that's my thing. If you can't get in on Rose, I mean, that this is what Valentina does when it comes down to keeping range and striking from the outside. That's what it comes down to for her. That's her game. So what are y'all talking about here? Let me see. To be said, how many knockdowns has she accomplished at strawweight? You talking about Weili or Joanna? I just had to backtrack a little bit here. Jan Tro said Weili versus Joanna would be great. The rematch. Yeah, I think the rematch would be so much better than this Rose Weili fight. That fight makes sense because, like I said, it would probably be the only other fight that Joanna would take now. Mark Robertson said Valentina, a preferred counter striker, has a great advantage because she's a champion. These girls have to come to take the belt from her. Yeah, like, you're not going to win on the cards, too, I think. Like, if you're Weili and you're moving up, you ain't going to win on the cards. How many knockdowns has she occurred? In the UFC, I don't know. Like, she knocked down Jessica Andrade. When it comes to punching power, she did knock down Tisha Torres. Danielle Taylor, touched her, but she didn't knock down Danielle Taylor. She busted up Jessica Aguilar pretty good. Definitely couldn't knock down Joanna with her punches. So, yeah, she's strong, but not like heavy concussive hitter. You know, when it comes to heavy punches, you want to look at Lemos and Marina Rodriguez, right? And, you know, that's not a bad thing. I mean, if you can't hit that hard like some of these other fighters, but if that's not your style of striking, I mean, that don't mean you can't win fights. Hafa said Maya has to really improve on her striking. She got hurt so much in that section. Yeah, I honestly think that if Valentina and Jennifer Maia fought again, that Maya might get stopped at second go round. I think she probably would. Because when it came down to round 4 and 5, she was really getting hit. To be said, if Rose can sneak a head kick by Weili's guard, imagine what Valentina's striking ability would do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, Weili's striking and her defense. Like, yeah, let's talk about that. Weili's defense, man. Weili's defense has got to be. It's got to be miles and miles better than it's ever been before you can talk a Valentina fight. That's why that's one of the points I wanted to say why I disagree with Dan Hardy. Like, you just can't look at power and strength here. Like, if you want to see Weili do good against Valentina, she's got to be almost as defensively sound as Valentina. You know, you look at Nunes, like, that's how they kind of canceled each other out. Like, there was really no great deal of action there. Like, Nunes knew that she had to be careful of certain attacks. Same with Valentina. So you got to have a defensive mind. You know, you can't have a mind to say, I'm going to go in here and make this an action-packed fight. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go in there and just say, oh, like, I got to put on a show. The crowd's booing. I got to go in here and get myself knocked out. No. You got to go in there and do you. Like, you got to do you. Like, it's got to be your fight. Like, Weili can not make a single mistake against Valentina when it comes to strike. Like, you can't take any of them type of approaches that you did with Joanna. It's got to be airtight defense, just about. It's got to be airtight defense. Near airtight. Like, to me, I think to beat Valentina, that's what you have to do. Either go all in as the physical fighter, where you take her out of a comfort zone and take her off of her feet, or you have to be just as technically sound as her, or just as patient as her. You know, you got to be just as patient to your defense. It's either one or the other to me. Mark, what's going on? Mark said, I said, Weili's not much of a brawler now, but it's understandable. She's taught by Muay Thai coaches. Muay Thai fighters always move forward and absorb hits. So, yeah, it's not a wise idea to absorb a lot of Valentina's hits. You know, you need to be more, I think, to fight Valentina, like I said, either physical, on the ground, or if you are on your feet, you got to be more of a kickboxer, like kickboxer, you know, moving around more, not like absorbing hits. You got to be able to step side to side on her, never stand in front of her. To be said, reason why I asked about Weili's knockdowns is because an argument Dan had was about Weili's power, but with a lack of knockdowns, I don't see how that translates to flyweight. Right. Exactly. That's a good point. Like, I wasn't pinpointing it like that, but that's a good point. I see more in her strength. Like you're saying, 2B's, like, I don't see much in her knockout power. Like, does she have power? Yeah, she's got a little bit of power, but she's more of a strong fighter. Like, she can ragdoll you, she can maul you, she can pick you up, but she's not a power puncher. You know what I mean? Like, people think, like, when you see a certain type of body style that person's built to knock you out. No, not always. You know, look at Marina Rodriguez, her build. Look at Lemos's build. Like, Lemos got powerhouse legs, but when you look at Marina Rodriguez, she's long, she's tall, but she's got power in that right hand. She can hit hard as hell. More knockdowns, more respect when it comes to her striking. But Zhang Weili, yeah, not many knockdowns. Yeah, not many knockdowns to make me say her power would make the difference. That's why I say if we go back to flyweight, you would think that, yeah, okay, Andrade would depend more on power and have the power to change the game against Valentina. Yeah, she probably did have the power, but she just never had the skill to make it work. Right? She just never had the skill to make it, to execute it. So, what else? What else did we say? What else was I gonna say about that? Weili and her, not her knockdowns, but another fighter. Let me see another fighter like who could have power. Again, like Taylor Santos. Like, Taylor Santos might have a little bit more power that could change things if she was to land square on Valentina, if she could, So, yeah, like power is like I think it's the last thing you would mention with Weili. You know what I mean? When you're going into a fight with Valentina. Mark said don't want to see Weili Valentina yet. Wait and see if she gets the belt back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, defended a few times and then, we'll talk. Mark Robertson said, if you get a title shot, you can't risk a non-engaging fight. It's better to be decisive. Yeah. Yeah, man. Robert Henry said, Weili is a technical brawler. She's well-rounded skill-wise, but she commits hard on most of her strikes. She's an aggressor, and fighters like Joanna took advantage of that. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, Weili doesn't change too much of the intensity on her punches. Like, you got to change up the intensity. You got to flick punches out, and then you got to come with the bomb. If you come with the same intensity on every shot, you're going to gas out. You're going to gas yourself out. So you just have to kind of change the pace up. John Tro said, doesn't matter. You can come in and win the belt in your first UFC fight. You still have to beat the champion to become the champion. Marketing doesn't help you beat the champion. To be said, I feel like the only thing that beats Valentina is a Khabib-like style. Yeah. Khabib style, yeah. You got to be physical and you got to maul. You can't let her get range. You can't let her get into a rhythm of striking and taking you apart. You can't be on the outside. Right? Like I said, if you are going to be on the outside, you better make darn sure that you have the skills to do it. Yeah, that was a good point earlier, though. Like, Muay Thai, like, being a Muay Thai fighter against Valentina might be dangerous because, yeah, if you think you can go in there, absorb and clinch and fight in that fashion, you might get hurt. I think more of a boxer could do it because you got to be lighter on your feet. You got to switch, the levels, jab to the body, to the head, a little bit of everything there, kickboxer too, man. Okay. High Five said Weili's always moves forward when she's hurt. Have y'all seen her moving backwards against Joanna? No, she fights with emotion sometimes. She's great when she is calm. You got to be calm. That's all I'm saying. Like, you got to be calm, man. You got to be calm because you're not gonna get a win fighting off emotions. Like, you can, but you're not gonna get a win fighting off emotions against Valentina. Like, Valentina's ice cold on it. Like, and if you're not the same way, you might as well count yourself out. Weili has to fight backwards. She's got to learn to fight backwards, Or if you are going to come forward, you can't take punishment. It's got to be educated. it's got to be educated when you come forward. Closing in, you got to close that distance and be smart. So, yeah, leave emotion out of it, man. Because, you leave emotion out, be calm. Yeah, you could probably have a better chance. But against any fighter I'm speaking of right now, John Joseph Valentine's multiple Muay Thai world champion. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. But I mean, like a style that's going to fight her. I don't think a Muay Thai fighter would do well against her. Is what I'm saying. Like somebody that is more so just committed to Muay Thai might get hurt fighting her because she knows it. Yeah. To be said, I think a high investment of leg kicks is something Shevchenko's opponent should consider. Leg kicks usually won the second fight with Nunes. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you touching the leg, man, like you keep touching the leg, it's it's very important, man. Like if you can't get the head, like chop them down, I think a lot of fighters don't appreciate that enough. Whoa, okay. Hang on, y'all. Just doing something right here. What else did he say in that article here? That was like the main part. Yeah, like I think even the way he worded it, he put the words himself. She's powerful for the weight class. I think she's strong. Like let's say strong. Like she's very strong and she's athletic in that spirit. But like when I think power, I'm just thinking of like hard hitter. Like where she trains is definitely like a very, very strong fighter, but I don't see her as being this concussive nightmare puncher. Yeah, Darren Hardy, I said, no, I disagree with him on that one. One second, y'all. So, yeah, that's really like what I wanted to put on today. So let me do something for 1 second. Put on the show for today. I was just wanting to talk about this card coming up. I mean, yeah, like not Valentina, but oh yeah, what else? I mean, yeah, when it comes down to talking about Weili, like in this situation, like I said, I disagree with him, but it's all about her just improving where she's at for right now. Like, I don't even want them to continue to put that type of stuff in her mind right now, because I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure she even looks at some of the stuff that people say, or too many of these articles, like even what Dan Hardy says, goes back to her. But like, you just gotta do you for right now. Like, go in there, make moves at strawweight, and then eventually it's gonna come. So, Joanna, MMAfighting.com took her off their strawweight list. Like I said in my video, they did that for good reason. I just hope that next week the UFC updates their ranking and they take her off. And I'm telling y'all, man, it ain't got nothing to do with me not liking the fighter, anything like that. Because like I said, I watch Joanna fights. I like the way she fights. She's entertaining. She's one of the most entertaining strawweights out there, but that was 18 months ago. Other fighters are fighting since then, man. Yeah, I heard Nunes and Pena. Yeah, I heard December 11th. It's on that same card with who else is on it? Is that the Macy and the Montana fight on there, I think? Yeah. It's supposed to be on that same card. Supposed to be on that same card, I think. Yeah. Wow, time be flying when we get up here talking, man. Wow. Robert Henry, send you a link. So yeah, I do open link again tonight. Whatever you want to talk about here. Mainly just cover what, whatever you feel about the situation going on with Rose and Weili. How you see that fight going? Joanna getting taken out of the rankings. Yeah, man, maybe they will. Maybe they'll take suit and they'll do the same thing in the official UFC rankings next week, right? I mean, we can only hope. Yeah, Marcus, yeah, we got to stop holding on to that 5 title defenses because that was 4 years ago. Like I said, man, it's like a renewal. There's an expiration date on it, man. There's an expiration date on it. That's all I want is a good fight. I mean, that's all I want is a fighter to put on, good performance every year. Put on a good fight every year. And that can hold it down. John Tro said, which female weight classes do you think is the most competitive? I think, he said, featherweight is non-existent. Yeah. I think strawweight and flyweight is catching up. And I think when you look at the atom weights in 1FC, that's competitive. Oh, did you change the address? I sent it. Yeah, I sent it, Robert. You should got it. Yeah, I think if you're talking just strictly UFC, I'm gonna say 115 is like the most talent soaked, and then 120. I think 125 is most improved. By the end of this year, I'm gonna give 125 most improved because they have been the most active. Yeah. I sent it. I think you should have got it. Did you get it? Hold on. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, your picture came up there. Yeah, I sent it. You should have got it. Oh, there you go. Okay, hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, so so Mark Robinson said Joanna needs to fight during a Rodriguez winner. That's only sensible fight for her now. I don't want Carla to fight her. Yeah, I don't want Carla to fight her either right now. High Five say Joanna should move to 125 instead after she's taken down from the ranking because 115 has nothing to offer. Yeah, I mean, I'm making good points here. But let's see, y'all. What's going on, Robert? What's on your mind, man?
Before I start speaking, I just want to let you know I took my blood pressure medicine and I'm gonna keep it clean tonight. I'm kind of on like less than 4 hours of sleep, so if I sound a little sluggish. But anyway, I did want to talk about this whole strawweight thing. I want to start with Joanna. This is the last time I talk about her. I'm not gonna make a video about her. I'm not gonna mention her. Anybody bring her up, I'm gonna be like, Joanna who? Jacek who? That's how I feel. Because I don't know what the UFC is gonna do in terms of the rankings. But I think everybody's taken out of rankings with the exception of the UFC. I mean, I might be wrong, but it sounds like the second time I've heard of some website, some MMA group taking their out of the rankings. I mean, I kind of just want to see her fight. I kind of even want to talk about the rankings because this is pretty much this is privilege. This is Dana White privilege. Like, I would understand if she, had massive injuries, and you see that, Tatiana, you saw all these other people, but this is just like we're going on about 5 years since you've been a champion, And, for all the talk about Rose not fighting, I mean, Rose is getting ready to fight. She got a scheduled fight. She has a fight scheduled, and she's fought twice since the last time, if I'm not mistaken, since Joanna Jędrzejczyk has been in the octagon. So, hey, a few years makes a difference. And I feel like if you're really still a top contender, then you should want to prove yourself. Like, I saw those interviews, and, as soon as the interviewer is asking her, so would you give Rodriguez, would you give Dern? No, I've done too much. And whatever issue it is, because I don't know. That probably was the greatest fight ever, and they probably didn't earn enough money for it. But at the end of the day, the rest of the division should move on. It should be allowed to move on. They should just act like she's not even there right now. So those are my thoughts on Joanna, and don't look for me to say anything about her anymore, because, like I say, the past is the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might be a Hall of Famer. You were somebody who helped build the division early. I don't take away. Somebody the other day was trying to take away from her title reign. While I don't necessarily think it's the strongest I've ever seen, maybe not even for the women, I will say that when she beat Carolina was a top contender at the time. I think she might have been undefeated at the time. Jessica Andrade has always been dangerous. And, that might be her most impressive championship victory right there. And, I think the fight where she beat Claudia needs to be on her. So at least 3 of them, I would at least give her props on 3 of those fights. That was the best version of Claudia that she beat. So it's not about taking away from somebody's legacy, but it's like, what are you going to do to continue that legacy and show that you can compete with the contenders of the day? That's what you have to do. Look what Usman doing. He's going back through the division, and he's taking on anybody that they can find. So, and I know he's a champion, but what I'm saying is, you see the difference. The champion is actually calling out. He was calling out people for matches and rematches, and you don't even have a title. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And you lost your last fight. But anyway, that's enough with her. Those are my thoughts on her.
On who? I'm just joking. We ain't talking about you.
Yeah, exactly. Who? Now, as far as Rose, let me speak about Rose for a second. I kind of agree with the idea that you could be critical of Rose all you want. And again, a lot of people, they're big fans of Weili. This is because Rose has a belt. I think a lot of this is just related to that. And at the end of the day, Weili didn't have the longest reign. I mean, look, her reign was no longer than Rose. Well, I think Rose, no, it's the same thing. They won. No. Rose had a longer reign than she did. No, it was the same, right? Because Rose won the first Joanna fight, then she won the second one, and then after that,
they both defended one time against Joanna.
Right. So I'm saying, like, I like I said, they on equal ground in terms of defenses. And my thing is, in my opinion, well, I won't take away from who Weili fought. Okay, she had a tough fight with Tisha Torres, but Rose fought Tisha Torres twice. Fought Joanna twice. She's getting ready to fight her again. I mean, if she win this fight, she would have beat all the champions and had rematches with the 3 strongest girls at the time and went 4-1. Like, I just don't see how you could be too critical. Now, if after this 6-7 months go by and there's not even a sniff of a talk of Carla Esparza, or somebody getting a shot, then okay, maybe you go back to being critical. But I honestly think that this fight, while I'm confident that Rose can win the fight, and I do think she's going to pull it off, it's a dangerous fight. A lot of people wouldn't have gave her that rematch. Like, I understand that the UFC said what they said, and I know that they probably behind closed doors. Maybe they sweeten the deal. Who knows, right? At the end of the day, all I'm saying is, Combo, I think she's taking on a dangerous fight, and she was, she's open to it. And like I said, I don't know if Carla or some other fighter would have gave Weili an immediate rematch. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, they still got to agree on the fight, right? So, I think they're confident that they can go in there and do it again, because whatever they took her out with early, I'm thinking that had to be based around, what would have happened if the fight would have went 2 or 3 rounds or whatnot. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about it. I just think people are not really. I think because people have a lot of strong emotions behind the two fighters, and I have some. Yeah, I have my little position too, because I'm a big fan of Rose style and a lot of her wins and whatnot. But I think if you just focus on like what has actually happened, then it's an even matchup, and it's not like Rose stole something. It's not like Rose was lucky or anything. Like I was saying last night on Coach Channel, like, you don't deliver a kick that technical to the point where you connect with somebody's head like that. Before she threw the kick without even looking Weili in the face. So all this lucky kick stuff, like, it needs to stop. That's like saying, well, she caught Andrade coming in. No, she didn't catch Andrade coming in, like, just catch her. She caught her with a 3 or 4 punch combination. That's skill. So I would never take away the skill set from Weili, her attributes as a fighter. So why try to take stuff away from Rose? You know what I'm saying? She's a former champ and current champ. That didn't happen by accident. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, let me ask you this. I had BJ on yesterday, and I asked him because I felt the same way, but like, did the fight go on long enough for you to decide like who was dictating the pace of the fight?
You want to know what?
A minute and 18 seconds. That's all it was.
I'm gonna say this. I won't say that one fighter up until that kick, because once you deliver the kick, that dictated that's the end of the fight. But I would say, honestly, Combo, I would say there was some reading going on. Right. I'll just say that I'll say it this way: it was like a quiz. It was like a pop quiz, and Rose, answered the right amount of questions within a short amount of time, and Weili must have been flipping through the pages or got confused and she got popped. But I would say both of them were doing good things. Like, Weili had the right idea, but I think Rose was more versatile. So I would say that Rose may have slightly controlled the direction that the fight was potentially going, because I think Rose was trying to mix it up. Like, Rose threw a jab. Some people say that jab didn't land. I saw it. I kept looking at it. It looked like the jab land. And even if you want to say that the jab didn't land, it did something to Weili, because Weili, the distance management, I think Rose footwork and the distance management and the way that she mixed up the kick, because I think she threw a kick, 1 or 2 kicks before that, and that's why she was able to freeze Weili up as bad as she did. I mean, the kick itself was like beautiful. It was delivered in a unique way, but I think she had threw a previous kick. Now, I might be wrong, but my memory tells me she at least threw one of her own kicks. Mm-hmm. And I think that just that little bit of a pattern and what it looked like, that was enough to freeze Weili. And as they knew, there was a space in terms of the way she held her arms that she was open for a head kick, because she also got kicked with a similar kick against Jędrzejczyk, but it's just that it wasn't as hard. It wasn't thrown exactly the same way. But the bottom line to me is that I can't say that we learned a whole lot other than the fact that Rose was more defensively responsible than Weili, and that at a distance, it appears, which I've already, in my own mind, I know I'm not the only one, that she has the advantage at a distance. I mean, lanky fighters give her a problem. Like when she's in close, she's very dangerous. So, but I also wonder, Combo, like if she comes out and tries to do what Andrade does, like does she have the type of gas tank and a type of movement over a certain amount of rounds to where that work on Rose? That's a question. Like I said last night, everybody said we're gonna find a lot out about Rose. We're gonna find out a lot about Weili as well, because what you're able to do against one fighter doesn't mean you're gonna be able to do it against another. And because we see that Rose has a little bit more power than Joanna, and we see that Rose has that lateral movement, it might be dangerous for her to try to run in there real quick. I'm not saying that she can't hang, but it could end up going south for Weili if she's not careful in terms of mixing things up. I mean, she may have to, try to wrestle. I know she tried to wrestle Joanna. Joanna's very hard to get down.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that. Okay, go ahead.
I think she needs to just take a page out of Tisha Torres' book more than Andrade's book, because they have similar body types, and Zhang Weili a little bit bigger. Hold on, Stamina said Rose has more title defenses than Weili. I thought they both have just one. Am I missing somebody?
I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing. Okay, I think she has more title fights.
Yeah, she got more.
She definitely got more title fights. She got like 5 or 6 if you count Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, I count that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because she beat Joanna back in 2017, and then she defended against Joanna, and then
she lost.
Yeah, so
that's the same amount.
Yeah, and then she beat Weili for the belt. Yeah, so she only has one. Weili.
It's just one.
Yeah, it's just one. Okay, I think Stanley's trying to quiz everybody.
So he keeps us on our toes. He had some very good comments about international travel.
Yeah.
I was rewatching BJ's video talking about fighters and international travel and fights being canceled. Yeah, he was very on point with that.
All right. But look, Stamina said, yeah, they do. Yeah, Stamina over there trying to. There ain't no casuals up in here. Matter of fact, Two Beasts. Two Beasts is in here. What's going on, Two Beasts? I got you.
Yo.
I got you on me.
What's good?
There you go. What's up, man?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Okay, cool. Bear with my phone, man. It's always shitty.
Oh yeah, we hear you loud and clear, man. What were your thoughts, man? Like on them taking? What you think, man? Taking Joanna? Sorry, Robert, I'm bringing Joanna up. Joanna, you think should take her out the rankings, man?
Nah, you already know me, man. You ain't fight, like year and a half? That's ridiculous, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She should not be in the rankings. Neither should John Jones in the men's pound for pound. It's just ridiculous. You're not injured. You don't got a doctor's excuse. What are you doing, dog? Like, I can't stand that crap, man.
Yeah, that I don't get that, man. I was just like, you're not. Yeah, nothing on you is injured. Nothing's broken. It's not like you're Tatiana Suarez. Like Felice Herrig, I mean, she needs to go too for real, but at least she has like a medical issue. But Joanna doesn't have anything. She just got a diva issue right now, and they continue to let it play out. I'm just like, that's why I understand, Rob, you can't take the rankings seriously sometimes, man.
Yeah, I stopped taking it seriously a long time ago. I'm gonna tell you what made me feel like that when when I saw who was it? Remember when Julieta Pena and what's her name? Irene Aldana, right? Remember when they lost on the same night?
Yeah.
When they switched their position, I just said, what was that about? Like, I could see one of them going down. I could see both of them going down, but they both lost. So how in the world could they both, how can they just switch positions and one get over the other one? It was like, it's like they was messing with Pena, but Pena is persistent. That's why look, I don't hate Carla Esparza, but I do wish that, and maybe Rose could have chipped in if she really didn't want to fight Weili, because nobody said anything. Like, I mean, Carla did everything she was supposed to do. So I've made videos. I'm with everybody who say that she deserves the title shot. But I just feel that maybe being more like Pena or somebody in her team may have pushed it a little bit, because they just kind of just walked over. It's almost like the person, you know what I'm saying? Two beats, like the person that know they can do certain things to a certain individual. You know what I'm saying? They just go ahead and do it like, well, Carla, no, we skipping over you. You know what I'm saying?
Because
like no outrage.
Right. Like you can take her fries at lunchtime because she ain't gonna do nothing. You know?
Right, like you gonna have to really piss her off to like come in the office and do a double leg takedown, like
you gotta take cookies from her or some shit.
Yeah. Right, Cookie Monster. But let me finish my thought though. So what I'm saying is, hold on, pardon me, y'all. So what I'm saying is that I think that if Rose really didn't want to fight Weili again, I think she wants to. I think she's trying to maybe, perhaps, it could be money. I don't know, but I'm starting to believe that it's almost like she wanted to like go improve it. Like maybe when she fought Jessica the second time, I mean, there was rumors that she could have skipped Jessica. She was like, nah, I got to go get that money back, So we'll see. But I'm just at the point where I feel that Weili is only getting this break because it's all market based. I had a real good point combo and it kind of slipped. This is not even what I was about to say, but just come back to me. I'm done for right now.
Okay. What was I gonna ask you? Yeah. What do you think, man? Like, two beats. Like, do you think that Carla wasn't vocal enough to get her title shot? Do you think that was the issue, man?
Yeah, definitely. Because the thing is, as much as I can't personally stand it, politics play a huge part in the fight game, particularly in UFC. So the loudest mouth gets, or what is it? What's that saying? The
closed mouth don't get fed. Is
the
that
hungriest? Yeah, along those lines type thing. You know, if she's gonna sit back and play things respectfully, unfortunately, like we seen what happens. Like Juliana Pena, perfect example. You know what I'm saying? She got what she wanted because she literally just went in on Amanda on every outlet she could find. So. And that's not Carla's style, and I respect her because she's a respectable fighter. It's just when it's a politic game, it's like, and especially when they want to go with the money fight with Weili with the China market, it's just unfortunate, that she's not that aggressive call out type. So it is what it is, It's bullshit. Yeah. She should have got the title shot. Has a win over Rose, 5 straight. Ranked opponents beat. It's insane, dog. Like, it's truly freaking insane, bro.
I was just looking like a minute ago while I was on here. I was looking at Coach, his recent video talking about Carla. Like, it's true, man. Like, these fighters that don't get the push by their own management, they're kind of missing out on an opportunity where they need to be kind of like involved with, man. Like, you can't just think that, oh, my management got this. Like, the media that's out here has to promote you. Like, and if you don't answer them and give them interviews, you will leave them in a bad way. So now it's like, if you don't, let's say, do an interview, if Coach Sheldon Harrison reached out, wanted an interview, and you didn't get it, and now you're kind of in the gutter. What is he going to do? He's not going to reach out to help you. You know what I mean? Like, because you missed out on opportunity.
Hey, Stamina, he made a real good point. The one thing that's different, though, with the Lawrence situation is they have a champion that's been dominant and is cleared out and already fought a lot of people. Whereas Rose, she hasn't, like, defended against, like, all the people in the top 5 already. Whereas, like, Valentina, she did. So I think that's why Lauren was able to sneak through easier without, like, talking, you know what I mean, as much. But with Carla, because they have so many money, like, when they had that money fight, that's going to take precedence. But with Valentina, they didn't really have that. I think that's why she was able to sneak through.
Yeah. But just to piggyback off of that, like, Carla, I might be wrong, but I believe Carla Esparza and Julieta Pena is like the same age. That they both about 33. They right in the same age range. I'm like, you a veteran. It's late in your career. Like, Carla was a champ. You know, she was the inaugural champ, whatever. But it's almost like the same difference. Like, you got to go for it. Like, I don't call them managements two beats. I call them mismanagement, because they just collect checks and, you know, have you out of a title shot. So I think, and I want to go back to that whole thing about rankings again. So there's other things I can mention, but the last thing that's still to deal with me about the rankings in the UFC, I'm going to mispronounce the fighter's name, but he's one of those, I think he's Georgian. Khabib be in his corner. You know what I'm talking about? What's his name? Makovich? I can't think of his name. He just fought several weeks ago, but
yeah, I know you're talking about.
He kind of has a Khabib type style, but he's a little bit better stand-up artist.
Yeah.
And he was ranked number 9. And I saw somebody else mention this. I didn't look it up myself. But then afterwards I did I said, okay, I'll look at it. He was ranked like 9th. And then he beat somebody that was like 14. And then they put him inside the top 5. And the person is saying that basically because he was fighting often and he was, asking about certain fighters or whatnot. So
Islam Makhachev, I think.
Makhachev, right. That's his thing. Here's the thing.
Chael Sonnen got on that crap. He was like, oh, yeah, everybody come talking about rankings and this, that, and other, because he hates when fighters be like, you know, complaining about rankings. Oh, I'm not fighting this person, da-da-da-da, and I want this rank and shit. So, like, yeah, I mean, he went in on everybody.
Yeah, now, I didn't see that one, but I've seen him, like, in the past. Because I don't watch him like I used to, but in the past, I know he's talked about it. And that's the funny thing, this is the one thing that me and him, man, we agree on this. Like, you wouldn't know that if you listen to my channel and listen to his channel about that same topic, it's like we saying the same thing. We just saying it with slightly different personalities. Like, he right. At the end of the day, people use their rankings to not fight people a lot of times, to try to finagle. And I understand to some degree if you win and fight after fight and you beating a lot of up and coming fighters and you get, like, to me, this fight was supposed to seal the deal for Carla. Not only did you beat a top fighter, you beat a fighter in the top 5, you finished her. You know what I'm saying? Bloody. I mean, you got the blood all on your shirt, and it's all her blood. I've been like, I would. It couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me. I'd have been like, Dana, what's good? Me and Thug Rose. Let's do it later this year. Number 2, I'm coming to take the belt. I mean, she could have said it as political or as diplomatic as she wanted to, but I guarantee if she had called her out, at least there would have been some pressure. And because right now, Weili, those 3 interviews she did, people wasn't quite sure, you know, at least from the public perspective. I can't speak for closed doors. It would have made her look real good. But like I said, when people say don't fight down, I'm like, fighting up doesn't guarantee you anything. so you can't say it's about not fighting down. So, and then somebody gotta, and I want to say this, I'm gonna get back to you, Combo. This is why I respect Ferguson, because even though Ferguson was losing and he was still in the top 5, he was still taking fights with new fights. You know what I'm saying? He was taking fights. He ain't even the same fighter after he took that beating. He was still taking competitive fights. He wasn't sitting there like, nah, I'm gonna hold out for another opportunity since I tried to fight Khabib 12 times. I mean, look, I'm not saying he was completely smart. Maybe he didn't have to fight Justin Gaethje, but he did. Well, maybe he shouldn't have tried to make weight on the day. What was it? When he made weight on the day the fight was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? And then he got to, you know, lose that weight. And I don't know. I'm not saying that the man perfect, but I respect the fact that, you know, he'll take fights. He'll take fights. I mean, I just think that's the nature of the beast. Like, you got to risk losing sometimes. I'm not saying that all fighters that sometimes they get injured and all that stuff is true. I'm just saying that sometimes it just seems like, man, y'all really don't be wanting to fight. You know what I'm saying?
When you talk about rankings, let me ask you this: like, how is Aspen Ladd number 3?
I have no idea. That's the biggest mystery of all, because I don't remember who did she beat to even be in the top tier, as you say, A level. That's supposed to be A level, right?
I know who she lost to.
Oh yeah, she lost to the best hands in WMMA, GDR. But here's the thing: I think she must have had beat. Now you correct me, because I've been trying to figure this out and I haven't looked at this, and that's on me. She had to beat somebody in her last fight. It couldn't have been that she got knocked out, but she had to beat Kunitskaya.
It was Kunitskaya, yeah.
Okay, I don't know where she was at the time, but
it was nowhere. Yeah, it wasn't like top 3 worthy.
She caught Kunitskaya in the 3rd round.
Yeah, it wasn't like top 3 worthy. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't give out a person that ranking for beating Yana.
My God, I don't know, Combo, but I'm just saying, like, I like her attitude, even though it's weird. I like her attitude right now. She was willing to fight, what was it, number 9 or 10 fighter, just to get just to avenge a loss for our girl, Maren Renault.
Yeah.
And then she was like, Tate, okay, you trying to get up here in the rankings? You want to fight Nunes again? I'll fight you. And then Tate like, well, hold on. I'm like, and I don't think Aspen Ladd even deserved to even be positioned to be 1 win or so away from a title. But it's always, this is where me and BJ actually agree a lot on. It'd be these young fighters willing to take the harder fights.
Yeah.
These veterans just don't want no work.
No, they're content where they're at, man. They wanted to stay there.
They like the uniform. It ain't got nothing to do with the contract and none of that, two beasts. They like the uniform. They on that Roxanne Modafferi, a journeyman type stuff. Like, I just got to keep wearing this uniform and everything will be all right. Like, no, call out Valentina, see what happens, or Anyway, I said I took the blood pressure medicine. Somebody's got my blood pressure up tonight.
I don't think it's working. Whatever it was supposed to do. I mean, you feel like it was gonna make you drowsy. You hype on it, man. You want it tonight.
I'm sipping on this pineapple soda. That must be what it is. I don't know.
That's probably.
I had a lot of caffeine, but I ain't had nothing in the last hour or two, or past that. So I mean, I think what it is that I'm using energy. So I'll be more tired by the time this is over with, though. But I can't even go to sleep because I got stuff to do, and then I gotta go to the doctor tomorrow, man. I'm all messed up today. I told you I didn't get no sleep. I didn't get no sleep last night, man. I'm on some insomniac stuff. I'm like people who got to fight Valentina the next day. I can't sleep. Man.
Well, Two Beasts, what do you think, man? Like, What do you? I was just looking at what Jantro was saying about 135. Like, what do you think about that division right now? Like, what is it like that makes it out of order right now to you, man?
Shit, the lioness, or Amanda, as I like to call her, Amanda, the laziness Nunes.
That's a nicer name than the one I use, boy.
Nah, in all seriousness, she doing what she supposed to do. You know what I mean? She just beating whoever she come across. It just sucks. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of similar to the 125s. Like, who's really challenging her? I don't know, man. Like, I mean, there's some potential in 135. I like the whole Misha Tate situation. I want to see how far she can go. But outside of that, you know, there's Julia Avila, and then there's a couple that I can't name off the top of my head that are like, that got potential, but you know, just when they get up to Amanda, is like, okay, well, it was fun while it lasted type, you know what I'm saying?
Arrivederci.
But now I'm just hoping Pena can put an end to the shit. I know it's only like 30-70 like Combo said, but you know, I'm hoping that takedown happens and it like changes Nunes. It makes her like a little slightly gun shy, hopefully. I don't know.
I can't believe it's 2 years, man. It's been 2 years since she fought at 135. Nunes. So, you know, you think about it, man.
Ridiculous.
That might
collecting them checks.
Hey, that might play in the fact that you don't know, man. Like she hasn't fought at 135 in 2 years. That might be a setback, man.
Yeah, that weight cut might give Pena some points towards like a potential survival/win, maybe.
Pena got to put her on her back and hope that she can gas her, because I think Amanda, like Coach said, it's not that Amanda necessarily has improved really her gas tank. It's just that her gas tank management is almost on par with her distance management. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
She got smart. She knows how to ration it out over 5 rounds. Because even in the fight when she was beating the hell out of Spencer, I mean, she was getting tired of beating the hell out of Spencer, but she was still doing it. And Spencer didn't have the skills to do anything. I mean, and Amanda was doing some stuff to her credit in that fight. She had a nice, like, one-arm power slam. I mean, she did some impressive stuff in that fight. But, and you know, in a disaster, Megan Anderson, I don't even want to talk about that because that wasn't even really a fight. That was like somebody going to an arena and then they just let the lions out on you. But I feel that I got to say this real quick, though, because you brought up Julia Vila, okay? I'm going to sound like a simp when I say this, okay? But but I promise you, Combo, this is terms of fight, okay? I just have a thing for Julia Vila. Like, I just think she's just so savage. Like, she's reckless at times. She needs to be improved. She's a veteran, so I know, you know, she need to get something done in the next 4 or 5 years if she, you know, is trying to get to her title or something like that. But, like, there's something, her crazy is just so beautiful to me. I'm just so attracted to it. Like, I just wish more fighters at 125 was like Julia Vila, because Julia Vila really, like, I talk a lot about fighters not calling people out, but I don't even think about that when I think about Julia Vila. Like, I just think she gonna fight any damn body. Like, you know, kind of remind me of Shevchenko, even though she'll talk every now and then. Like, some people just have that energy about her when, like, you can tell they really love to fight. Like Cyborg. Like, it's my pleasure to throw hands with you and knock you out. Like, I just have a lot of respect for her. Like, whether she win or lose, that's a fighter that I would pay to watch.
You know, she's a geologist too, right?
Yeah, again, that's why I'm in love with her, apparently. She got the brains and she got the, you know what I'm saying? I can be protected and educated, you know, intellectually stimulated. Anyway, go ahead, though. I'm just kind of buzzing at this point, just running my mouth.
Man, what do you think? You brought up Megan Anderson. Like, what do you think was going through her mind that night when she fought Nunes?
Straight up fear.
Am I going to die?
Just uncertainty of what her life gonna be like after that fight. just complete deer in the headlights effect in full effect. Like, just, I mean, she got hit once and she looked like she seen a ghost. It was all bad. Like, I think she was even out of it before the like fight started. Like when she even, I think when they first like started doing the like checks on her glove or something like that, I seen a look in her face. I was like, yo, she's not making it out of there.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
She's not going around. Like, what's sad is, to beast, man, I hate that I was so right. Like, when I was making videos, and there was some of my earlier videos, when I was making videos about the Megan Anderson Nunes fight, I was so raw that I couldn't believe that I would be that right. Like, it's almost like a tragedy because of all the stuff that we criticized her about. It's not like she's not a talented fighter. It makes me wish she had stayed in Invicta till she was about almost 30, then go to the UFC after you didn't tighten up your all-around game instead of calling Cyborg out. It's almost like she was doomed to fail. I'm not saying that she couldn't have, maybe if things were a little different after she came to UFC and maybe she had trained harder or learned something. I don't know, but she was not ready for that. That's why I kind of respect, what's the girl name? Dumont. She straight up saying, like, look, I ain't ready for that fight. Normally I'd be like, oh, you ducking. But I'm like, you know what? Ain't no real division, no way. And the thing that I hate about it is Amanda, instead of them talking about building division, she's talking about keep that division open, until I decide to retire or whatever. I'm like, so you can collect more coins? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even a real division, Amanda. Come on, Amanda.
She just don't want to cut the 135. She want that extra 10-pound allowance, man.
And she also want that allowance from getting that extra check because you get two championship checks plus whatever pay-per-view. Usually your pay-per-views ain't been that good, but maybe of late. We don't even know what they are anymore, to be. Remember back in the day, if you was like a boxer or like even mixed martial artists and stuff who had big fan bases, they don't, I'm telling you, I hate this era. They even doing it with Netflix, comedians talking about it. Oh, we don't disclose it. Like, well, we ain't got no business, man. You can't take away the only hand somebody got. And we know that Amanda Nunes in the past had not really done well pay-per-views, but I mean, she's doing good enough right now, and they stacking the cards. So, I mean, if you factor in any points that she get, whatever the little endorsements plus the the endorsements that she got after becoming a champ, and just the base pay, just her base pay is probably more than the whole flyweight and strawweight division. I hate to say it, and she probably not even making what she really worth. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it is what it is, man. I mean, when you got fighters, Tyrone Woodley fighting YouTubers and stuff, man, y'all getting screwed out of money. Come on, man. That's crazy.
Man, I mean, the money that they're getting off of what they do, yeah, like everybody got to go back and renegotiate their contract right now. Boxers, the women in MMA, the men in MMA, like Francis Ngannou, when he saw that number, he was like, yo, what kind of money am I making, So,
man,
come on, Usman is the most dominant champ of all the men. And that man, the way he knocked out Masvidal, he's supposed to get millions. I'm talking about all-time highlight reel. He taking more fights. First of all, he know he can beat these guys. He got to take these fights, man. They ain't paying him what he worth, man. He got to take these fights.
Man, let me ask you two beats. What did you think about what Dan Hardy has said about Weili being the next or a hard challenge for Valentina?
The thing about that is, I know MMA math, blah blah blah, but like the thing is, like, if you have a problem with someone where that Valentina is like has a higher skill level, it's like With her, it's more relevant because you really got to sit there and think like, okay, if you're having problems with this level, how you possibly can face her, right? And then there's also the whole power thing. Like, I know particularly UFC, she ain't scored no knockdowns. Like, the whole Andrade thing, I mean, that's like anybody on planet Earth is going to go down for that many knees, you feel what I'm saying? Knees and elbows. So it's like, I don't know how that power that he mentioned, and you're certainly not going to have the strength to take her down necessarily if you, I mean, I don't know. If you moving up and then it's like, and then the whole Rose situation where that kick slipped through, it's like, what you think Valentina going to do over the course of 5 rounds? If you couldn't make it out of 1 round of getting caught slipping, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, man.
Man, Valentina gonna pick her apart. Valentina, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. She's arguably, I don't even think it's an argument. I mean, if we put aside gender or whatever, I mean, I guess the other argument would be, you know, I wouldn't even call it. Okay, Anderson Silva, like the way he moved at his prime, it was like genius. But I don't even think Anderson Silva was truly, I just think his movement at his best was so great you couldn't touch it. But in terms of movement with responsibility, like Valentina Shevchenko is easily the most defensively responsible and effective defense. Like when it comes to being defensively responsible and effective with your defense, it's she's like number one. I mean, she going in the fight with Amanda Nunes and came out with, I mean, it's like WMA, I said, she's pale white. She come out with no scratches or barely a scratch after being in there with these monsters, these people who can head kick you to hell or knock your block off and all that. Like, Weili would get picked apart. But going back to what you were saying, Two Beats, about power, right? Weili's power and knockdowns. There's an interesting statistic that came out after Weili got knocked out by Rose. Power, it's like, to me, it's relative to how effective you are with that power. Amanda Nunes has the most knockdowns of any woman fighter in UFC history. Guess who's number 2? Thug Rose Namajunas. I didn't know that. She almost has as many knockdowns in her fights as the I call it the 1.5 champ, the half division, but the 1.5 champ, Amanda Nunes. So, like, I don't really see what Dan Hardy, like I was saying last night, Dan Hardy has one more fight on a contract, and he's waiting to receive a beating from somebody, some young whippersnapper. Like, I mean, was he ever the champion when he fought? So I don't know what's wrong with him. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't have any knowledge. You know what it is, Combo? They don't really understand the women no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring somebody in there that actually understand the women, because, like,
I think that's what it is.
Valentina Shevchenko is a different level of fighter. You see what I'm saying? And the idea that you would think that Weili, yes, there's a possibility in any given match that Weili could, land something or do something, okay. But to actually say and come out that there's clear evidence that Weili, listen, you can find quotes of Valentina. Now, in terms of men predictions, Valentina's terrible because she said that McGregor was going to beat Mayweather. But in terms of the girls in MMA, she said it years ago that Weili's defense is so much she's not going to let it. I don't, even the way that Valentina talks about Weili lets me know that Valentina don't see it. But if Valentina don't see it, and Valentina is beating these girls, I mean, she's almost like Ali. She's calling what's going to happen before that. You're going to try this, and I'm going to do this. You do this well, but you got this weakness. So I'm just gonna take advantage of it. You know, so Dan Hardy, he's I don't know what he's smoking, but you know, it ain't nothing good. It's something that scrambled his cells because he don't know nothing about WMMA. He really don't. I don't know. My mouth's dry. Anyway.
All right, Joseph, let's see what's going on. Joseph Handybone said Weili has 0 chance against Valentina. Amanda's only competition, Valentina. Valentina beat all top fighters as well. She beat Bud in 14 seconds. Cyborg had issues with Julia Budd. Yeah, I agree. Amanda, I think, is the only competition, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if Dan Hardy was just reaching. Like, I don't know if he's really, like, looking into the flyweight division like that to say this person can handle this person. But, like, I actually think there's some flyweights on the come up that would be a lot more competitive than Weili will. I mean, Weili's just, I think she's not pound for pound. She's not pound for pound, but she got the potential to be pound for pound, but she's not that yet. That make me say her style could go up to 10 pounds. You know what I mean? What do you think about it, 2Bs? Like, I see some other flyweights that could do damage before Weili.
Yeah, the thing is, their body's already built into that division. You know what I mean? For the most part, like the ones that had a potential, like the top 3 that you like got in the what you call it? The 3 it was Miranda, Tyler, and
triple
Manon?
threat. Yeah.
Triple threat. That's what you got. Yeah, so like fighters like that, they're already like they've already integrated or adjusted and got their bodies are set in 125. There is going to be like an adjustment period for Weili if she were to go up there. So you got to get to the point where your power will translate, and maybe it does immediately, who knows, but like, I don't know, like I always have to go off of like what happened. What have we seen up until this point, pretty much? Like, has she knocked anyone down? Okay, we haven't really seen it. What's her skills like then? In terms of skills, well, you know, we've seen her against Rose. She couldn't make it out of one round without making a mistake. And then also the thing with Weili that really hurts her is, you know, all the things she mentioned after the loss. Now, one could make the argument that like it was more of an emotional thing than really factual. Like maybe she's just throwing stuff out there just because she's hurt that she lost. It might not necessarily be like, oh, it's complete 100% the truth. Because like you could say a lot of shit like when you like upset about something that you don't necessarily mean, or maybe I don't know. I'm going all over the place, but I think like there's a lot of question to that when you, after everything she said and then what we've seen up until this point in terms of, hey, she'll really pose a threat. I think there's more of a chance in flyweight, or even potentially maybe someone coming down, like for example, like a Sarge Eubanks or something. Like, I think people like that, like triple threat, Sarge Eubanks, maybe an Alexa Grasso, if she can keep the fight standing, can pose a better threat than a Weili could, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I want to see Sarge pick back up where she left off, man. Like, I mean, that was 3 years ago, but we just need to see what she can do. Look at TJ 347.
Oh man.
Let me read this. Look, it's Nunez's fault her competition gets beat easily. Alrighty then. He trying to reel somebody in. I'm not gonna bake for that.
Yeah, you know how he been doing that for years. He throw a pothole in front of you, like on the cartoon. He just throw a hole and see if you walk into it.
Right.
But
I'm not able to throw it.
Yeah, I mean, but shout out to Santos though. You know, the true boogie woman. You know, because you know what was it? 14 fights of hers has been canceled or rescheduled. Is she even 30 yet? Like, that's a lot of fights that never happened. You know, and I respect, you know, for, you know, Roxanne, but Roxanne ain't afraid of nobody short of Valentina. I mean, she'll fight anybody. That's how she is. That's what also makes her potentially dangerous, because she will fight anybody. And back then, when she was supposed to call out Valentina, right? That's what made us think, well, we're going with Valentina, most of us, but at the same time, like, well, let's see what happened, because she did upset her sister and she beat the heck out of Macy. So hey, let's see what happened. But no, that didn't happen. But I think this is a good opportunity for Talia Santos to like really prove herself, to really show that like she belong up there. Like
28. She's 28.
I'll never be. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's only 28.
That's what I'm saying. And I know that part of it got to do with where the world is right now and all types of stuff. But I can't imagine that all 14 of those was just related to, injury and COVID. Because this was happening before that, or before that really became the norm. But I mean, especially whatever that fighter is, not Monroe, but the one that beat Bueno Silva. She has a talent at skipping out on fights.
Marina Moreau.
And she think,
Marina Moreau.
Is it Marina Moreau? Is that her?
Yeah, she beat Myra Bueno Silva.
Yeah. Yeah, but, she just has a talent for not really fighting that often. But I mean, it's not. I mean, she's a good fighter. I mean, she's not a bad fighter. But she didn't want none of Talia. She didn't want none of those three horses. Like if she gets scheduled to fight Miranda, right, and the fight don't happen, I'm calling her certified the biggest ducker in the history of that division, because that means she would have skipped out on Miranda, Manon, and Santos.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
Damn.
I'd be like, nah, you a straight up ducker. I don't care. That's my opinion. That's my final answer. Alex, rest in peace. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, and
I'm sticking to it.
And the thing is, you gotta give Jillian Robinson credit, because she at least fought both of them, right?
I gotta give her credit. People think I don't like Jillian. I respect Jillian. I done made fun. I done said stuff about Jillian, about her, no hand self, but she is athletic and she's very good, unless you run into somebody that can kind of handle her takedowns. I mean, Jillian is willing to fight. I have to give her some credit. Now, there's some theories out there. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to wake BJ up. But I don't necessarily agree with all the theories about people who weren't trying to fight her. But then again, now, looking at it in hindsight, I can understand why maybe certain fighters might not want to fight her because of what they've been, But I don't even feel like that, because I feel like fighters like Antonina, like they'll win, they lose, they win, they lose. Like when BJ was saying, like when you asked, do you think that she should retire if she loses? I understand that it would be an embarrassing loss, but it ain't like she lost 4 or 5 fights in a row. I mean, you had fighters like Romero Barella that was just constantly losing. They wouldn't get rid of her. Hell, they didn't get rid of my girl Randa, but now again, that's different though, because Randa was constantly fighting on short notice. Cream of the crop. Mm-hmm. She fighting. Was it Angela Hill, Mackenzie Dern? Who else did she fight? Rodriguez. She's had more fights, arguably, or as many as Carla, on short notice. So and she's in all those fights, with the exception of one. And I think it's because she made a mistake, but she may have lost anyway to Mackenzie Dern. It's possible. She was in all of these fights, and then you got Monroe, just get low, stay low. I'm like, so you got to give Jillian Robinson her props in terms of being willing to take fights. You got to give DLR, you got to give Montana her props for at least wanting to fight. So, I mean, some of these other fighters, like, it's a theory whether or not they still in the division sometime. Like, you hear their name every once in a while, but it is what it is. And I'm just excited about that big card, because I'm like, we might break a record because all the fights that happen at the end of the year. And it ain't just MMA. Boxing, everything is getting postponed till Christmas. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy.
Yeah, shoot, they're trying to get that money back or something, man. What do you think? What do y'all think of that Casey O'Neill and Antonina fight? Like, how much of a chance does Casey O'Neill have? What do you think, 2Bs?
I would say I'm not educated enough on Antonina's part, really. I've seen a lot of Casey O'Neill's fights. She's like the brawler type. She pushes forward with pressure. Sometimes she goes for the takedown. Sometimes she goes, like, she throws like a lot of straight punches, like in combinations. Sometimes when she presses forward, I notice. So like, I don't know if that like basic just come forward with straight shots will work. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a winnable fight for either of them. I like the momentum that Casey has versus the momentum that, or lack thereof, that Antonina has. And she's probably gonna have a lot of pressure to not lose the fight. I don't know how it's gonna go. I always take interest in those shiny records just to see how far they can go with them. You know, the undefeateds. I think another one is Melissa Gatto.
Yeah.
And then technically Tracy Cortez, she's unbeaten in the UFC with 3 fights. Not a whole lot of people are able to go their first 3 fights, especially with the women, and like, you know, win UFC fights. So that's the only reason, like, I usually will joke around about Tracy, but I pay attention to those fancy records. Like, okay, how long can they keep those running, you know?
Right.
So I don't know, man. I think either one can win the fight. It's real close to 50-50 to me.
Yeah.
I think experience might. I don't know, man. It depends on what Antonina shows up, if you ask me.
Shoot, I almost forgot about Melissa Gatto she hit the scene with that good fight too. I was like, she's somebody to look out for. You know, she almost took 3 years to come into the UFC, but I mean, she came in looking good, like, for a first fight. So I don't know, man. Read Marcus Bell, his latest comment. He crazy.
But my thoughts on the fight combo is I'm going Antonina. I mean, obviously that's a fan pick, but I mean, I have a lot of respect for Antonina. I just feel like the way that she fights, like, she's so Muay Thai heavy, you know. And she's not the only fighter in the UFC that's like that, but it's just that, you know, I commend her for doing what she can and trying to get better. But I think it is a conflict, because when you look at how she lost to Lee, and I'm not taking anything away, Lee won that fight fair and square. But I think what she's going to have to do is, being a veteran, she got to go in there, and I know she's not a veteran by the standards that her sister is, but I'm not talking about the fighting. I'm talking about just the experience. And I think she got to go in there and hit Casey O'Neill in the mouth. Like I put it like this: if you know that people are trying to take you down, she might have to do what she don't want to do. She might have to initiate the takedown. You know what I'm saying? Catch Casey O'Neill slip, hit her a couple times. Don't let Casey O'Neill get into a comfortable rhythm, because after Casey O'Neill beat, oh God, now I can't even think of her name, boy, oh boy.
Was it Laura Procopio or Shayna Dobson?
Shayna Dobson, right? Shayna Dobson just was. Shayna Dobson, one of the most inconsistent. Like, that was a fight. That fight was like Casey O'Neill's chance and Shayna Dobson's last chance for real, because even though she won that fight by that margin, you know, she wasn't supposed to win her last fight. It was just so, I got to be honest, I just got to keep it a buck. It was kind of embarrassing. I understand it. Like, the reason why I'm not saying it was like shameful is because she took the fight. You know, it's like the say combo. Even if you lose, and you lose in a devastating way, at least you got in the cage. Your ass is a coward when you don't go in the cage. You see what I'm saying? But I think that she got the right amount of momentum after winning that fight. And then I thought Procopio was going to beat her. I thought Procopio was just maybe a level above her. And she choked her out like it was personal or something. Like, so I got to give her credit. I underestimated her a little bit, you know. So I think she got the momentum, but I think she could possibly do to her. And I understand that there might be a difference with size and different skill sets, but she gotta do her like she did the Vine's Queen. You gotta, you know, she turned her into the silence Queen. You know, she gotta go in there and like take it to her. Like I think if she's willing to wrestle, if she's willing, basically, this is what I'm trying to say. The bottom line is, whatever Antonina do in this fight, she got to go first, and she can't be tentative. She cannot sit back and try to let the fight come to her or nothing. She got to go in there like, if I don't beat this girl, they going to burn my house down and kidnap my family or something. Like, she just has to go in there, and I don't know, Pavel. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Pavel or her sister. They got to come up with a game plan to make sure that, you know, she win this fight, because I'm telling you, if she loses Casey O'Neill, man, it's going to be a party in that division. They're going to be like, yeah, they're going to be picking on her. You know what I'm saying? If she lost by decision, that'd be one thing. If it was just a close fight and Casey O'Neill showed up, I wouldn't be too worried. But if she gets finished again, and she gets finished by the rookie, man, that's gonna be a hard loss. So it's like 55-45 to me right now. But she definitely can win this fight. But she up against it. It is what it is. That's how life goes. Sometimes you up against it. And, you know, you can't do nothing but go forward. So we'll see what happens. But I'm still rolling with Antonina.
Okay. Yeah, I can't even go into a fight now with her and just say, oh, it's winnable. Like, oh, she can do I can't lie. Like, I can't just say she can do one or two things and just pull out a win now. It's like you're almost a square one with Casey O'Neill. Like, you're kind of in the same position with Casey O'Neill where you have to show up and show out. You know, like, I think her body language and her fights have not been, they haven't even been as if she hasn't shown that type of aggression that even Casey O'Neill has. I mean, Marcus likes to we rag on that ground and pound, you know, but I think her intensity is there. Like, Antonina's just not there as much. You know, it's like she's not looking to finish. You know, she just wants to keep it standing, do what she has to do. But as soon as somebody turns it up on her, you know, it's like everything goes out the door. Like, I couldn't believe Andrea Lee had that much fun in there with her like that, you know? Like,
yeah, man. Andrea Lee looked like a brand new fighter.
Yeah.
In that fight. Like, she just was catching Antonina, and then Antonina, like, she didn't completely give up, but it did seem like toward the end, it almost seemed like you could look at her like in her mind, like, I'm not getting out of this. Like, if that,
oh man,
like, if that was Valentina getting caught in some type of hold or something, well, if Valentina get caught in that hold, but you know what I'm saying? Like, the mistakes that she was making, and then it just seemed like she just didn't have a will to push. Another fight that reminded me of that is when she got beat up by Chukagian.
Oh yeah.
She just looked miserable, man. So I don't blame her. It's hard to pick Antonina these days. It's very hard. She just, and, you know, like I said, it's life, man. Who knows, man? You know, it almost seems like maybe she got in it too late or something, man. I don't know. I mean, she's been doing martial arts about as long as her sister. You know, they came up together. I mean, she's flying. I think it could be a focus issue, too. It could be a real focus issue. Some people can't, you know, at least, like, they can't do multiple things, like be a fighter, like being a fighter. Like like certain things, like, you know, she did the Muay Thai thing. She may got some other business going on. I know she's doing the pilot thing. I'm like, the intensity that it takes. And then another problem I got with Anthony is, and this has always been my feeling, is I never thought they should have fought in the same division. I never agreed to that. I never liked that. I didn't like that. I didn't like the Klitschko's sharing belts. I never liked, like if y'all not gonna fight, then and of course you do that in boxing. They got a million belts and half of them don't mean nothing. But you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you either should move up or fight, or just fight till you fight. If you don't want to fight family, then move up or move down. And I can't see her moving down. She just seems too fragile in there. Like, she just don't look. I mean, sometimes she looks good, but yeah, man. That became a mess, man.
One thing I wanted to say something about, though, in terms of what she got going on outside of fighting. I mean, look at Valentina, freaking dancer, shooter. She said she even want to start doing pilots someday. Like, Valentina, and not to mention the travel. They're both, like, if you look at both of them, they both are doing a shitload of stuff outside of fighting. But look at how, I know Valentina's a special, like, fighter, but it kind of takes away from the excuse of, oh, I do a lot of things outside of MMA.
All right.
So,
it kind of does.
And they're under the same coach, so it's, I don't know.
There's some stuff that I want to say, but I'm not going to bring it into this conversation in reference to Anthony. Some stuff that I heard, so I'm going to leave that alone. That is almost like bringing up politics right now. But I still agree that it seems like Valentina has been able to, like, really seize the moment and make it all work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is what I'm going to say without going deep into it. It doesn't mean that Valentina couldn't have outright been the better sister at mixed martial arts. But I think Valentina possibly has her life situation, on top of being very serious about winning. I think her situation is set up probably a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we don't know. We don't know what could be causing her to, have this much struggle. Could it simply be getting in the game too late with the mixed martial arts, or is the fact that maybe Valentina worked harder earlier and had got more different skills, or who knows? It could just be that Valentina just had the perfect package and Antonina just didn't have it. And maybe she may never quite have it on that level. So it's interesting, though, that's a good point you made, Two Beats. Like, hey, Valentina is acting. Man, Valentina seemingly can do anything, man.
All right, Stammer has said, Stammer makes a good point here. Shevchenko, Antonina fighting at 135 would have been worse. He said she probably would have got dog walked by some of these bigger girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Macy Chiasson, Julia Avila's aggression,
Oh, Lord. I mean, if she came out again, but if she wasn't fighting in her division, maybe it don't make a difference. Maybe stamina, right? Like, but the pressure of fighting with your sister in the same division, I just wonder, was that more pressure? You were trying to basically hold the number 2 spot down. Again, it don't make sense to me. You the true rightful number 1 contender, and you basically, I don't know. That just turned into a mess.
Mark Robertson,
it's unfortunate.
Hey, Mark Robertson said that Antonina's agility for some reason is not what it should be. He said if this was football, Valentina would be juking people. Antonina ain't juking anybody. Yeah. I think it comes down to that too, like the body and the comfort when you're in there. Antonina's kind of predictable with the body movement. Valentina's, it's like BJ said yesterday. She's like a spring. She's ready to bounce. She can bounce right back into place. Joseph said, I never see Valentina's sister compete. Forgot about her. She only fought once, right? No, she been in it. She been.
Nah, she been fighting for a minute now, right?
Yeah, she's been in here for a minute now. Yeah, go back and look at her resume. I mean, you'll see what we're talking about. But yeah, 3-3. She's 3-3 in the UFC.
But she been there like what, 3 years now?
Yeah.
Is it more than 3?
I was like 2018, I think. Yeah.
Okay. You always got to count that that panoramic year.
Mm-hmm.
You always got to count that because that'll slow down the fight schedule by itself. But yeah, I mean, she had some fights. She just didn't adapt well. She just didn't. And here's the thing, this might have happened anyway, and it is what it is. And her sister was just born to be a mixed martial artist. And they the Muay Thai sisters, and they never said they were the MMA sisters, so I don't know, that's a joke. But the channel was called that for a long time. But anyway,
well,
you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah, what's her name? Jarina Barras, the Muay Thai fighter. She's like an excellent Muay Thai fighter, but she tried her hand in MMA, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, she even admitted when she fought Cyborg, she beat her in Muay Thai. She said, yeah, I beat her, but if this was mixed martial arts, Cyborg would have beaten.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, man. I think that's pretty much all I got tonight. But one fight we got. Who do y'all got for Jin Yoon Kim versus Molly McCann?
I don't know.
I'm with the two beast prediction, dog, all day with that one.
Oh, I know what that is.
No fucking idea.
He's predicting a good fight.
I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be better than what people are saying. I don't think Molly gonna go in there and just get mopped up. I know she's giving us some size or whatever. I definitely got to go with Jin Yoon Kim. I think Jin Yoon Kim is less likely. I think based on what I see from her, she's not going to make the same type of technical mistakes, and I don't think she's going to get roughed up. Molly is just one of them Liverpool scrappy boxer girls that she don't have the ground game. She don't have great kicks. She's a tough fighter. I mean, she's talented, but if she's not really catching you early, like I said, she got to go in there and, she got to go in there and really find a way to hurt her. I'm say, like, Talia Santos just, after what Talia basically did to her, I'm like, man, I can't see her being a top fighter right now. So, but like I said, it should be an entertaining fight. One quick fight before we close up. Even though a lot of these fights are close. I don't remember when this fight happened, but I want to talk for a minute about how you feel. Who you think gonna win the fight between Jandiroba and Ribas?
Oh man, dang, that's a tough one, man.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm leaning a little bit towards Verna. I'm leaning towards Verna just a little bit here.
Yeah.
Just early on.
Yeah, I'm a fan of both fighters, but of late I've been really digging Verna. I always liked Verna. I like Verna since she beat Felice Herrig, and a person that should not be in the rankings or even arguably in the UFC anymore, right? But anyway, I think Verna has the better ground. I think Verna's striking has been improving at a rate that Ribas' striking clearly hasn't. Mm-hmm. So I think this fight is going to be real. It's going to be hard for both of them, but I think this is the fight to see if Ribas, is she really on that get back? Because as far as I'm concerned, in my view, Verna only has one loss in the UFC. and that was against Carla Esparza, and that's my opinion. And she didn't get, so her striking, I think she got the power advantage. I think she's the more deadly grappler on the ground.
And size, I think.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a hard fight for Ribas. Ribas can win it. She's versatile. She probably got the speed, a little bit advantage, but I'm rolling with my girl Verna.
Okay. I think ground favors Verna, but when you come to the stand-up, I think the stand-up might be a little back and forth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The power might be the difference. But if Verna's been throwing straighter shots, more fluid shots of late in her last couple of fights, so I think it just comes down to, can she catch Ribas, and we gonna see if Ribas can take a punch. Hebus. We're going to see if Hebus can, she got caught. But, Marina Rodriguez, she kind of big. I could see her knocking somebody out. But again, I can see Verna doing it too. So, I don't know. It's going to be a good fight. But my early pick is Verna.
Okay. Mark Robinson said if the Ebos that fought Dern shows up, he's going with Ebos. Okay. I think that would come down to styles, though. I think that Dern was there to be hit in that fight. At the time, I think Dern was a little green.
That was the fat Dern. That was the fat Dern.
Okay.
That wasn't the transformed Dern.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't the best version. We're seeing the better version. I don't know if we've seen the best, but we're seeing the better version of Mackenzie Dern. So I understand what he's saying, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I might have to give Dern most improved strawweight this year, man. What do you think?
Most improved?
Most improved.
I guess I give it to her, even though Carla has been beating all these people that were improved. But yeah, it is. You know why? Because she's just not the same fighter. Like, she completely transformed. Like, her striking improved. It's still kind of sloppy, but it's more accurate. And when she get people to the ground, like, it's just been over. So yeah, that baby did something to her, man. She's just serious now. Like, yeah.
You think Tisha Torres has been an improved strawweight?
She's definitely improved a little bit.
Yeah, she has. I think that Dern's improved more, though, based off the competition she's been beating, too, Like, I know we could say that Nina Ansaroff was off with a 2-year thing, but that was still impressive to me.
First round,
Yeah.
So.
And she legit outstruck her.
Yeah.
That's why I kept looking at the fight. I'm like, she's catching. She's catching Nina. Nina got good striking, but that's what I'm saying about the Lemos fight. Like, I wonder, is Nina going to try to test the ground game? Because I'm telling you, Lemos, pound for pound, might be one of the hardest hitting strawweights ever. If she catch you with that straight right, you might be falling on your face like Canelo did. Like, that girl's scary. So we gonna see. Hit like a man.
But you know
Hit
what?
like
I can't
a
wait
man.
to see Lemos fight again, man.
You know what? Lemos got some highlights on the ground and the feet. She choked that girl Miranda Granger out, and she was out, and then she knocked Ruiz out. We can talk about the competition, but she's got highlights.
Look at the legs, man. You see that leg kick?
Yeah.
Man, look, two people I wouldn't. I'm talking about women. I ain't talking about dudes. Two women right now, I would not want to kick me in what I saw Valentina did to that dude that was wearing that protective gear when they was sparring leg kicks.
Yeah.
Them kicks was nice and sharp, but Lemos hit you in your knee. You be like, nah, man. She got tree trunks for legs, man. I ain't messing with that. Don't kick me. Don't try to kick me. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do what I gotta do to survive, or call them folks. Man, you ain't put me in the hospital.
Two Beats, who you going with E-Boss and Verna? Did you say that Two Beats prediction too?
The 2B prediction.
Man, listen, you see like in the movies when someone like watching a scary movie and they got their like hand over their face and then like their eye like slips like between like the maybe like their index finger and their middle finger.
Yeah.
That's how like in my heart I'm gonna be watching that fight. That's how I'm gonna be. Cause man, I don't want to see Hebaz lose because I appreciate who she is as a fighter and like her overall character as a fighter. Like I remember when she did that like freaking nice call out on Instagram and shit against, I can't remember, I think it was Jan.
Yeah.
It's just overall what she brings as a fighter is fun to me and it's cool as hell. And she's like, I don't care. She's legitimately the best interview in like all of women's MMA right now, in my opinion.
All right.
Just the coolest interview. But yeah, as a fighter, like I'm just sitting there, like just like what y'all said, like okay, striking, on the ground, I don't know. But just in terms of heart and scrappiness, I think she got to make it like a non-technical fight. I think, because I think Verna would more than likely. I could be very off on it, but I think she's like a more technical. I think if like Hebas can maybe make it more of a scrap/brawl, she might be able to, with her heart and all that. I think that might be her best way to go. Because in a technical stand-up, probably not the best for it. And then on the ground, Verna is extremely dangerous. I don't know if Hebas is on that same level, so that's what I would say. But overall prediction, heart says Rebus, but mine says Verna, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, Kiba's definitely got the personality. She definitely got that. I mean, I like her a lot too, but my gut is telling me that Verna. It is kind of like a tough pick, but I'm just going with who got the momentum right now, and I feel like that's Verna. So we'll see what happens, though. Anything can happen in the fights when the talent is actually like close. They both got the talent. So
I mean, it's like Dern and Rodriguez and me. I mean, whoever wins, I think good things is gonna come from it. Just because all around, all four of the fighters have talent. So to me, it's like whoever wins, I think we're gonna see a shakeup. So
yeah, that's what we want. We want a shakeup.
So I'm about to wrap this thing up, man. Final thoughts from you guys. Two Beasts, final thoughts on anything?
Can't fucking wait until 266.
266, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna be the crazy card. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Robert Henry, what you got, man?
I'm just excited for the rest of the year. I think this whole year has been a side effect of last year, and if this year can finish off strong as far as WMMA and some things related outside of that for me. But I'm kind of just I'm just waiting for that rematch because like I want to see Rose do it, because I think if Rose does it, then all this other stuff, like I just want to see the fight. I don't care about the theories and whatnot. Like let's just put them back in the cage and get the win. Instead of beating her in 75 seconds, beat her in 77 seconds so everybody can shut the hell up. So those are my final thoughts, and I'm going to get some rest and get up and go to make this doctor's appointment, man.
You don't need, you don't need whatever it was that was making you drowsy. You need a Lamos kick to the head. That's what you need.
Oh, that'll do it. No, I don't even need that. Oh no! I don't want that because that ain't gonna wake me up. I'm gonna be in a coma. The straight right might put me out for a little bit though.
Or maybe you need a Verna rear naked choke just to put you to sleep.
No, I ain't trying to bend my arm back and have it the shape of an L.
I don't think anybody on planet Earth need a lame-most kick to the head.
That's murder, man. You trying to
That's
get
just
people
all
in
bad,
prison,
man.
Oh man, yeah, man. All right, y'all. So I appreciate y'all coming on again, and we got to do it soon, like always. Don't be strangers. So yeah, let me go ahead and wrap this thing up, y'all. So I will catch y'all on the next one.
No doubt. Salute everybody in the chat.
Yes, sir. And yeah, let's see. I'm checking out this card. Well, I ain't gonna check out the one FC card until like late afternoon.
Yo, I actually got off for that, man.
Oh, you did?
So
Dang.
I'm watching that shit live.
Oh snap! Dang.
Yeah, man, I had to watch that shit live because they pushed it back like 2-3 times and shit. I've been waiting for this forever.
Yeah, they did.
Because ever since I first saw Angela Lee fight is when I first heard about ONE FC way back in 2020, and ever since I've been like, okay, I want to see her fight again. I find out she pregnant, I'm like, okay, and then like, oh, we got this tournament to see who's gonna fight her when she return. I'm like, okay. So this been a long time fucking coming. I've been waiting for this shit. So yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit live.
All right, man. Well, you enjoy it, bro, and yeah, enjoy the thing. Y'all have a good weekend, though, man.
All right,
No doubt.
All right, later.
Peace.
Y'all. But all right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here now, and yeah, y'all catch me after. Let me see, probably like Monday. Got some things to do this weekend, so I'll catch y'all and then fill y'all in on my thoughts on the ONE FC card and so on. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here.